Okay, so just kind of about languages. Moving back and forth between languages, English and Spanish for us. Words are used to express ideas. So when we're trying to say something in Spanish, we're not trying to find out what their word is for our word. We're trying to find out what their words are for our idea, and vice versa. If you see something in Spanish and you want to know what it says, you're not really trying to translate the words, you're trying to translate the ideas. Now, often just translating the words works. Like this first example I have up here, ¿Cómo estás? It's literally the exact same thing. This is the word how. Wow. Did you see that? ¿Cómo estás? It's literally the word how. And the RU is right here. The U part is the fact that I use the tu ending on estás, right? Okay. But sometimes we're going to express the same idea using a completely different set of words. Here's an example of this in English. My dad would say seriously. Seriously, I want you to get that done before you do anything else or you're grounded. And I would probably say, no fooling. Hey, no fooling. I want you to do this. And no cap. That's something my kids say. They all mean the same thing, though. They're completely different words. Not completely, I mean, no fooling, no cap. But they mean the same thing. They communicate the same idea. So I wanted to show you a couple things that I think you already know how to say and show you how different they really are. Me llamo Carlos. You know what this one is, right? My name is Carlos. And you know this. ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? That's not what these say at all, though. The verb llamar means to call, like to call somebody on the phone. And when we make it reflexive, the me with the O, hopefully you learned this last year. If you didn't, don't worry about it. We're going to cover it. This means it's not llamar, it's llamar se. And when you put a se on the end of an infinitive, that's called a reflexive verb, it means you're doing it to yourself. So this says, I call myself Carlos. That's how they express name. Look at this one. What's your name? Not what it says at all. This says how. See how it's como, not que? Que is what, right? So, como te llamas? See how the te matches the as right here? Te llamas. How do you call yourself? That's just the way they express the same idea. They want to say something that's going to make you give them a piece of information, that information being your name. In English, to accomplish that, you say, ¿Cómo te llamas? Sorry. In English, you say, what's your name? In Spanish, you say, ¿Cómo te llamas? But the idea behind the words are the same. Here's a couple more you know. ¿Cuántos años tienes? How old are you? It's not what it says at all. You know the word how is como, right? But it says cuántos. Do you remember what cuántos is? Means how much or how many. And tienes. This isn't are you. That would be eres or maybe estás, depending on the usage. Tienes, that's tener. That's to have. Right? So this sentence actually reads, how many years, años are years, do you have? How many years do you have? And again, when you say that in English, it doesn't mean the same thing. It's not very clear because it's an equivalent expression. So we're using different words to express the same idea. In English, how old are you? In Spanish, ¿cuántos años tienes? ¿Qué tiempo hace? We're going to talk more about this in class to do review things. This means zoot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. There we go. All right. All right. This means how's the weather? Or what's the weather like? And over the course of the year, you'll hear me translate things in like one of two ways, and sometimes they'll be very different. How's the weather or what's the weather like? Because these two things are basically the same question in English. Aren't they? Neither one of these are actually what this says, but both of these are what this means. And I hope you get that. Literally, it says, what weather does it make? Like, who's doing the making here? That's hacer, the verb to do or to make. Who's doing the making? I don't know, Mother Nature, God, if you believe in that, the random elements that are meteorological, I don't know. But that's what they say, which is why some of the expressions, you remember use hace. Do you remember how to say like it's sunny out? Hace sol. Hot out, cold out, remember those? Hace calor. It's hot out. Hace frío. Cold out. Right? Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. That's supposed to be an F. That's a little better. There are other expressions that are similar to English. Like if you want to say it's raining, you could say está lloviendo, which is literally, it is raining. It's cloudy out, está nublado. There's even an está version of some of these. Like hace sol, está soleado. Right? I think this one's more common though. Point being, remember, this isn't about the words. Don't get caught up in your dictionary. It's about the ideas. And sometimes you need a completely different set of words to do that. So when you're thinking about moving between Spanish and English, going from Spanish to English or English to Spanish, don't over-focus on the words.